at eeservices.com.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, dude, you have to listen to this. Funniest podcast opening I've ever listened to. Here, listen to this.
My friend Dan, he's got a podcast, 'cause all comics need a podcast, and nobody had a podcast called The Art of Bombing. So Dan went out and bought a tape deck. Who knows why he bought a tape deck? Now cats don't get played on tape decks, but Dan is from the 80s. So hey there, all you funny jerks, come talk to Dan about your work. Tell him all about your worst times. It's The Art of Bombing.
All right.
That's awesome.
Have you ever wondered what goes through a comedian's minds when they tell a joke that doesn't work?
No, I've experienced that.
You've experienced it directly?
Yeah, I actually tried stand-up once, so I know what it feels like to bomb a joke.
Whether you're an inspiring comedian or a hardcore comedy nerd, which that must have been you, Mike, the Art of Bombing podcast has something for everyone. From useful comedy insights to entertaining stories of bombing and failure told by the comedians that live through them, like Louis Anderson, Andy Erickson, Chad Daniels, Dusty Slay, and more. Join comedian Dan Bublitz Jr. as he sits down with comedians to discuss what can be learned from these ugly shows on the road. New episodes are available every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts. For more information, visit them on the web at www.artofbombingpod.com. Again, that's www.artofbombingpod.com.
That's fantastic.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you heard of the highbrow drivel?
No, but it sounds smarty pants to me.
Highbrow Drivel delivers hilarious takes from serious experts. Every week, comedian Anthony Janot introduces one of his comedian friends to an academic, scientist, politician, or expert of some kind.
Oh yeah? And what do they do?
Over the course of roughly an hour, the group will offer thought-provoking topics, expert guests, and hilarious commentation.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Host Anthony Janot is critically acclaimed stand-up comedian who has sold out shows in Australia, England, Scotland, Sweden, and more. But we're talking specifically about his podcast now called The Highbrow Drivel. Topics range from ethics and artificial intelligence to astronomy and dinosaurs.
Really? Oh, I love dinosaurs. Do they talk about owls?
Every week, it's a new comedian, a new expert, but the same highbrow drivel. Highbrow Drivel is available on all major podcast players and at www.highbrowdrivel.com. Again, that's www.highbrowdrivel.com.
Yeah, that sounds like smart nonsense. Can't wait to listen.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you heard of Unidragon?
Yeah, that's the puzzle dude.
That's right. Guess what? They moved to Amazon.
Yeah, I know. The owl told me.
The owl told you?
Yeah, it's all about the owl.
Oh, the owl. Oh, the owl and Unidragon told you.
Yeah, we've talked about this guy before. He's the puzzle guy.
He's the puzzle guy. That's correct. They do, of course, have the owl, and the owl is available for you to now get with Prime free delivery.
Awesome.
We've made it easier for people to find the owl.
Yeah, I know. The owl told me about that too.
The owl did. What did the owl tell you?
He told me to go on to the TechTime Radio website and /sponsors.
Wow, the owl is just telling you everything. That's correct. If you go to TechTimeRadio.com /sponsors, you see our sponsor right there, and it's got a link so you can immediately click and purchase Unidragon off of Amazon. Don't get fooled by fake puzzle people out there trying to sell you imitation puzzles. Go and find the brand you can trust, Unidragon.com. And again, go to TechTimeRadio.com /sponsors, because the owl will tell you no place better to buy it than with the TechTime Radio code.
Yeah, there's 3 sizes.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, technology news of the week. The show for the everyday common person with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Roday here, David Brown behind the board.
Are we going to talk about what's going on
well,
here?
Hang on, we got to do our pre-reads first. So if you're watching our show Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. live at KKNW or at TechTimeRadio.com, you can watch the live feed there. You are seeing us celebrating a big episode today.
Yeah, we're celebrating Mr. T coming in and barfing all over
Mr.
the
T.
place.
No. So this is episode 50. So we have the 50 in the back. We got balloons. We got streamers. We got
there's
a bunch of alcohol.
There's so much stuff here. I'm claustrophobic.
Are you?
Obviously, somebody's celebrated already.
That's right.
I
David.
I need to take a slug or two so I can relax around.
All right. Well, welcome to our weekly 2-hour technology show that is about current technology without having to geek out. On our first hour of the show, we have Facebook segment with Bridget Brooks on how to optimize your side hustle with Facebook ads. Insights from a former Facebook employee with Instagram information probably also. We also have a letter that is going to be essentially that we're going to be talking about to receive high school sports. You know, if you participated, you received a letter.
Mm-hmm.
You now are able to do that with video games.
Yeah, I
We're going to
know,
be talking about that. So that's an interesting deal. You know, nothing like
I want
going down as a
letter
senior.
in Nintendo.
That's right. You get a letter and you're walking and as a senior.
You don't expect to get dates with that.
No, you don't think that's going to help you out a little?
No.
Okay, we're also going to be talking about Google Photos. We got the Summer Olympics to crown a digital Olympian champion. We have Mike's mesmerizing moment brought to you by Story Coffee. We got our NFT that Mike will be working on during the show, and we got our whiskey tasting all in the first hour. Now our second hour. Woo! We're going to continue on. We got the letter segment is back, so we're going to be talking about reading email scams and funny phishing attempts. We have a feature today on cord cutting, so we're not going to be talking necessarily about streaming devices, but cord cutting. What can I do to lower my cable?
What does that mean?
And satellite. So cord cutting means right now people pay, and we'll talk about the stats, people pay money for your cable service, a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
People pay a lot of money for satellite television to watch television.
Mm-hmm.
What if you decided that you didn't want to have cable, didn't want to have satellite, but still wanted to enjoy the ability of live sports, the ability to watch the
Like
common stations?
Amazon Prime.
Oh, there's
It's just a whole other cycle. That means a whole different thing in psychology.
cord cutting?
Cord cutting.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's what we're going to be talking about here, at least on the technology side of stuff. And so that's going to be a great segment. We're also going to have a way to save money on your current existing bills. We're going to get some secrets and some tips from that. Just because I have internet cable, I pay $75 a month for my cable or for my internet service, and I get a gig at my house. I'm going to tell you how.
Is that why you dress the way you do?
Well, no. All right, I'll be nice on the dressing. I dressed up for the episode here.
No, you're still looking like you're on a Zoom call, buddy.
Oh, well, you know what?
You got your shorts on,
Well,
and then you got your overcoat.
You know, nobody sees below the table, so you know.
The magic of
I
technology today.
Okay, well, yeah, that's right.
I get to see
You get to
it.
see my white legs. All right, and then we have cord cutting. We have a stories you didn't know regarding Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft that we'll be talking about. And, of course, where can you get all your information? At TechTimeRadio.com. Our site was redesigned. We got merchandise you can purchase there. We got blog stories. We got more information. So everything you need to do, go to TechTimeRadio.com. It's pretty simple to spell out. TechTimeRadio. It's radio.
You got that.
.com.
You almost got it.
I got it. So make sure you take a look at that. But right now, we are going to do something different that we have not done before. We are going to be giving away 2 prizes today. We got our Story Coffee, and we got our Pulse portable EKG device that are sponsors of our show. And we're going to be giving away to listeners on the air. So normally we do it based on people signing up and going to our website. We randomly pull a number from that. Today, we're going to be doing it on what did you want, David? Did you say you wanted the first caller?
The first caller.
Okay, the first caller to call 425-373-5527 or 188-298-KKNW. That's 425-373-5527 or 188-298-5569. We're going to be giving away the first hour, the Pulse device, the EKG portable machine. So if you're interested in that, it's a $299 value. Gets you everything that you need to have a portable EKG machine. Just give David a call, and the first person, he will take your name and email address. Yeah, I would call right now if I was the person on the listening over the airways. I'd call right now on that to get that taken care of. And while we do that, we're going to start out, Mike, with our loaded question of the day. Here we go.
Okay.
Loaded question. What is the nicest name you can call someone?
Okay. What's the nicest name?
So what is the nicest name
know.
you could call somebody?
Smoochy Woodles?
Smoochy Woodles?
I don't know.
How about
what's the nicest name you can call? I can
pal?
I can think of a lot of
Buddy?
other names. Buddy?
Buddy?
Yeah, Buddy Pal.
Buddy Pal. That's you know what? I have never heard any of those.
Goodbye.
Was that goodbye?
Yeah, that's a good nice name to say. Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. Okay. I think I would probably say sweetheart would be my nicest name to do.
Okay, that's contextual.
You can contextual. What does that mean?
That means that you should probably be saying that only to certain people.
Well, yeah, I can say it to my kids. I could, Mike, nothing's better than you, sweetheart.
No, you're supposed to say, "Hey, you."
Hey, you. All right,
isn't that how we got in trouble for that other thing?
Yeah, that's what we did. That's right. All right, so we are going to be tasting our whiskey during the show. We are excited. We'll be talking about that after our first commercial break. As you can see, our whole studio's all dressed up, streamers everywhere, balloons everywhere.
Oh my God!
During the breaks, we'll throw balloons back and forth at each other and see if they still last here. All right. Let's move on to our very first segment that we do, which is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
All right, story number 1 is up your alley here. Instagram lets users hide likes to reduce social media pressure. We've been talking about this, right?
This is a blowback from, I think, the social media documentary.
Okay. And so we've talked about this before. We had Checkmark on here, the founder, Mark.
Yep.
And he specifically isn't having any likes or anything on Instagram or any of the Facebooks for his social media platform that he's launching because it drives negative connotations if you're not getting likes or you feel depressed. But Instagram now offers the option to hide the number of likes they receive on a post on the app. The aim is to make people feel like they can experience the social media giant without having to socially interact with each comment per person.
Really?
That's what they said.
Okay.
Users have the feature to enable it with the username if you follow that, and instead of you can take a look at who as a username liked it, but just not the total numbers of likes. So it's not going to go completely away. So it's going to have little pictures.
Yeah, so it's still going to feed your ego.
Well, it'll still have pictures of people that like it, like up to 4, and then it says "and others." So it'll show friends that you currently are friends with like your post, so you'll see like your top 4 friends that will like it. So
I'm really not seeing a whole big deal here.
Well, this tool has been available in several countries since 2019, but
of course, have people been using it?
They have been overseas, but we decided not to do it here because we are too arrogant. And we still wanted to have the likes, so now they're coming out with the ability to do that.
Yeah, but this is one of the key features of these platforms is that's one of the addictive models
for that, correct. So if you want to deactivate it, all you got to do is go into your settings, enter into a new post section, click on the hide like and view counts, and that means all the users that like your items and that will do your view counts will no longer be there available. So there you go.
Okay,
they're coming on out.
I would like to see how this works out because I have my opinions and I don't really see this being a whole huge thing.
I think that the whole idea about Instagram is that you post stuff that people like, isn't it?
The whole thing about social media is about voyeurism.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not, then that's this whole deal is that people are looking at stuff, and I know people are looking at stuff because they give me feedback.
Correct, and they like it or they don't like it.
And when I don't get it,
I'm
like suffering inside because I can't get my stuff out there to the public.
I hear you. I hear you. All right, so Google Photo is ending unlimited free storage next week.
Oh, yeah. You were really ticked off about this.
Oh, so Google did all this thing where they wanted everybody to put all their stuff in the photos. So they now have essentially 28 billion photos get uploaded each week, and they have 4 trillion photos in their current database right now. 4 trillion. 4 trillion. And do you realize when you upload it to Google, they actually have the access to, by the user agreement, to reuse your photos for promotional material.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that? So starting June 1st, Google Photos will cap your free storage up to 15 gigs. And I think we have some audio right here to listen to that.
Google Photos free cloud storage shutting down June 1. So what do we need to do?
Well, from June 1, if you have any high-quality photos that you're adding to your Google storage, that's now going to count against your data allowance. if you still have a bunch of photos in high quality on Google Photos, they will remain. That you're not going to get a bill. You don't have to worry of them being removed from the platform. It's if you take up any more space on the platform, you're now going to have to pay a few dollars to fit those into your storage.
Yeah, we have to press that delete button a lot more, don't we?
So we have to just upload everything we have before the.
We're going to talk about that. Yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing. So get your Google Photos out now after June 1st. Any new photos or videos that you upload will be counted to your 15 gigabytes. So if you do it now and you put all your high-res photos, they will be there for free. But if you wait till June 2nd, then they're only going to give you 15 gig available to have. So you should go home right now and you should upload everything.
You only got a couple of days.
That's correct. The move was first announced in November. It was meant to encourage people to sign up for Google Storage, a subscription service from Google One. Google One plans start at $2 a month for 100 gigabytes of data and other features like Google Store discounts. Again, it's just the services for services. Nothing's free anymore. If you're going to take up cloud services, you're going to have to start paying.
They're just trying to monetize the stuff
that's available, yeah.
We've given them all our information. Now we're going to pay them to
to have our photos there. That's correct. So you can check to make sure that you're backing up. You have till the Tuesday deadline to consider the free and exempt storage. You can go and take a look at your photo apps by going into your settings on your Google phone. Click up Backup and Sync and see what is being synced for your photos. So if you haven't done that yet, go right now into your settings, backup, and get that taken care of. Thanks, David.
You're getting us loose.
Yes, I am. Story number 3. I'm going to do really quick. NetWest issues urgent cryptocurrency scam alert after recorded numbers report. So this is the bank.
It's a hustle.
So this is the National Western Bank, commonly known as NatWest, is the major retailer and commercial bank in the United Kingdom, and launched an urgent cryptocurrency scam alert on its app, urging customers to be aware of a record number of reports from June and March in 2021. The alert essentially was sent across the app that said that if you're investing in Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies, please be concerned because if they say they're going to give you high return values, there's no guarantee. So if you haven't been listening to our show, then absolutely we would have told you this probably at least 30 or 40 times on our 50 episodes. The cryptocurrency is not regulated by any bank.
It's not
if someone tells you they got a quick rich scheme on
Say that again? There you go.
Quick rich
on Phonics worked for you, didn't it?
Okay, it was on it. Quick rich scheme that can increase your financial wealth through Bitcoin.
Oh, man.
And man, you guys are now getting me. That's not.
Yeah, we're gonna be
so
playing
Bitcoin
that
and
one all
everything.
day.
Essentially, here's what it is: if you invest in cryptocurrency and think that it's legit and the bank's going to pay for you if there's a scam that happens, best of luck to you. They're not. They're not going to give you anything.
Gone.
It's gone.
That's
it's
why
money that you considered gambling, and we considered it as equal to monopoly money. So be careful with
take
that.
it off and put it in a physical wallet.
That's right. Mike, our time is up. We got through our top stories.
Oh, man.
If you want to learn more about these stories, because we have the links to each of these, please visit us online at TechTimeRadio.com and click on the episode section or the blog section, and you can get more details about each of our stories that we had. You can dive into even more details regarding cryptocurrency and the bank saying that you shouldn't be investing in it. And now we are going to go to a commercial break. We're going to have some whiskey. And when we return, we're going to have our expert, a former Facebook insider. This is your favorite company, Mike, Facebook.
My favorite company.
Bridget Brooks is going to be here to tell us how to organize our side hustle with Facebook ads. And we also have a special Gamer Time segment after that. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and we'll see you after the first break.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Have you heard about 180 Consulting?
No.
I love these guys. You know how much I avoid working with copy vendors, right?
Actually, I get to hear about it all the time.
Not anymore, because guess what? The guys at 180 Consulting took over the entire process. They assessed our needs, worked directly with the vendors on my behalf, and helped us understand our option. No sales fluff, just good information so we can make the right decision.
Well, that sounds good. How do they get paid?
Their only compensation comes from a small share of the cost savings they create. They work for us, and it's a win-win.
You know, that sounds like a no-brainer.
There's 2 ways to reach them. You can get them at info@180-consulting.com or visit them online at www.180-consulting.com.
www.180-consulting.com.
Thank you, Mike. 180-consulting.com.
Hi, I'm Bernadette Pager, host of An Informed Life Radio. In an age when the term misinformation is used to silence criticism and debate about COVID-19, vaccines, and more, we're bringing you doctors, lawyers, and scientists to discuss the missing information about your health and medical freedom. An Informed Life Radio airs right here on KKNW every Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. We're starting a real health revolution, one conversation at a time. Join us.
Welcome back to Tech Time Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm and Mike Corday. How was that whiskey? We got the Elijah Craig small batch.
It really bit my face off.
It has a really big,
really sharp
bite. But you know what? It doesn't have an aftertaste though. It kind of
the
smooths out.
The flavor's okay once the bite passes.
Well, this is 94 proof. Now, last week's stuff
last week was 90 proof.
No, it was 90 proof, and it got you a little too crazy.
Yeah,
so
I was
you got
a little lit.
you got to be careful with this today. So
I'm just gonna slug it all right now and then get through the 2 hours.
94 proof. It is $26 a bottle of what we have here. It's the Elijah Craig small batch. It has a vanilla, caramel nut, and oak pop taste, is what they say. The palate
That was a big pop.
It does. It has a bold, oaky, sweet vanilla hint that comes in lingering later.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
You can smell it. It smells good.
It does smell good. And you know what? It's not as bad as Kentucky's best.
Kentucky's worst?
Or Kentucky's best. That's the worst. Although last week's was pretty bad, too.
Last week was pretty bad, too.
Yeah, okay.
That one made up for it with the amount of lit.
that you got later. All right, well, welcome back. We're having a great time today. It is our 50th episode, so we're really excited. We were going to do something really uniquely special for the 50th, and then you
went crazy with all the gold balloons and stuff.
Well, no, we were gonna do a recap of everything, but I am so booked up we have guests and a bunch of other stuff that we really, maybe on the 100th episode I can just exit out right now so that we can do maybe a recap back of some of our stuff. I watched our very first episode this week.
Wasn't that funny?
Oh boy, you know what? There's a lot of stuff that we still do exactly the same though.
Are you talking about the first radio?
No, I'm talking the very first episode 1 at Studio 46. My little office, my little portable office away from the house since COVID was there, and we had the little divider up, and we did everything. I was kind of I was almost got teary eyed a little bit. Not really.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's move on to our next segment. We're going to talk to an expert here, a former Facebook insider. We're really excited to have Bridget Brooks joining us today, so let's start this segment.
This is a segment we call Ask the Experts.
All right, digital marketing can be hard, but it doesn't have to be. Bridget Brooks has been working for digital giants like Facebook and Groupon, and she knows the secrets to help you become informed with her simple $5 an ad per or $5 ad strategy per day that attracts your dream customers and creates wildly profitable paid ads in just a few days.
Okay.
Bridget was joining us, so welcome to the show, Bridget.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much.
Yes, we're glad to have you on. So we're really excited about this. But before we get into anything, I always like to ask some interesting questions to our interview guests, and I know that you haven't seen any of these questions yet, so you're going to be on the spot. We kind of like to do that.
Oh, great.
Tell us a little bit about your background in technology and how you got hired at Facebook.
Yeah, so I actually didn't start with the technology background. I started in the advertising world, and I started back when the Yellow Pages were relevant. I was selling double trucks into the Yellow Pages, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I remember the Yellow Pages.
I suddenly feel old.
Yeah, I remember the Yellow Pages. You could get those delivered at your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember.
That's
those were big.
Yeah. So as the industry changed, I really got to kind of grow up with it and change with it. And, I did newspaper advertising. I did local publication advertising. But when I decided to make the move from my small hometown, Prescott, Arizona, to Phoenix, Arizona, the first opportunity I was presented with was to work for Facebook as an ad creation specialist.
All right.
Oh, nice. She's from Arizona.
I know. Mike's from Arizona, too. So anytime, you know what? We've actually had a lot of guests from Arizona on the show.
Is this the place to be?
Is that the place to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not right now. We're heading into those 120-degree summers. I'm like, where can I go next?
Air conditioning.
Is that? Hey, you know what? There's nothing better. Our day today is pretty
I think
beautiful outside.
I think that's why a lot of Arizonans transplant up here.
Up here because it is so beautiful when it's nice?
Yeah, because of it's in the summer it's really cool.
And it's not as hot either. All right, so fantastic.
Thanks for clarifying that.
That's right. Well, it's not. We're not at 100 degrees here. No. We're at 100 degrees here in the Pacific Northwest. It's like a heat stroke. That's right.
You guys melt when it gets hot.
That's right. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. You worked for Facebook and Groupon. I am a horrible Groupon person, man. I used to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Groupon.
I do too, because you got all that. What did you enjoy better, Groupon or Facebook working with them?
So the atmosphere at Groupon was definitely better, without a doubt. Yes. But for the lifetime experience, like I have built my business off of what I learned at Facebook. Truly and honestly, there's not a whole lot that I learned from Groupon that I was able to transition with me, with the exception of like the psychology of the sales.
Okay, so she's a Groupon person. I liked Groupon too. I think
I was just looking at some Groupon stuff today.
Were you? I think it's going to start picking up again now that we can all vaccinated people can get out
now
again.
Now that we think things are getting back to normal, we're going to start seeing
some more
of this stuff.
That makes sense. All right. Okay.
I mean, I went to the movie theater last night.
You did?
Yeah.
And you were almost the only person in the theater?
I went to the very latest showing, and I was alone for most of the beginning, and then a bunch of kids came in.
That probably hopped from one movie to another movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I used to do back in the day. All right, okay. So we talked about over 80% of people today have a side hustle. That was the stat that just was released by Forbes magazine. So side hustles are huge now, right?
Yep.
And you know what? I know that we used to do something.
We side hustle all over the place.
We did. Remember when we used to do Uber?
Yes.
So we did Uber Eats when it first came out here in the Pacific Northwest, and you could make bank in it. Now, forget it now. There's no money in it at all now. But when we first did it, we were doing okay, never mind. Continuing on. All right. So what is important? I can go on about our Uber Eats types.
Let's not
do that. All right. So social media. How do we start and choose a platform to advertise on? So here we go. Let's get into the nitty-gritty and start learning some great information here.
Yeah. So really with the platform, you have to know who your audience is. And I think that it doesn't matter what type of business you own, what type of industry you're in. If you don't know who your dream client is, you're going to miss the mark, right? Because then how do you speak to them? What platform do you speak to them on? So definitely knowing who your audience is and then know where they're spending their free time. That is the beauty of social media marketing, is that all these people are here. They're spending their free time because they want to be here, not because they have to be here.
Okay. All right. So explain this to me now. If I have a side hustle, what are a couple key aspects that I would want to do to help my Facebook advertising? So my wife has a preschool. So and she's listening specifically today. So she's excited about this because she's going to be doing some Facebook ads. And so I know before she would just kind of choose friends of friends and kind of put the ad out there and see if it hit and it didn't hit type of deal. What type of advice could we use to get into your $5 a day type of model to do our side hustles more successfully?
Know your audience.
That's such a great question because, in the digital world, there are these mega giants that are like, you have to spend upwards of $200 a day just to get results on Facebook. And that's really not true. For the small local business, it's as simple, or even the side hustle, it's as simple as using the platform to build the relationships. If you have a side hustle, and I have one, it's with shampoo. And when I see ladies talking about how frustrated they are with their hair, that's where I build the relationship with them. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I get that. I know how that feels. It's really just being genuine, and it can be done for $0, right? You're building it organically from the Facebook platform. Once you know you've got a message that works organically, that are bringing people in, that is converting organically, that's when you put money behind it. And it can be as little as $5 a day.
Okay, so does that mean I have to sign up for a bunch of groups then? So I'm in a 150 different groups, and I need to go and take a look at each of the people talking in those groups and adding information in there. What would be a strategy for
groups? Are great. Groups are
Okay.
definitely great for that. And, there has been a huge emphasis. Mark Zuckerberg has made it very clear that he plans to spend his time and money with groups. They're the fastest for organic reach. So is it a great place to start reaching out to people? Absolutely. You don't have to join 150 though.
Okay.
That's going way overboard. Go join 5. Join 5 that are things that you are interested in, things that keep your attention. For me, I love overlanding. I overland all over the US. So I've joined all kinds of overlanding groups and made a beautiful community because of it.
All right, so I don't understand what overlanding is.
What is that?
So explain to me, what is overlanding? Now I'm
So
very
it's
interested.
like off-roading, but long distances.
Oh, okay. Okay. So like RV type of group. Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's RVs too, but typically with like the off-road groups that I'm in, the overlanding groups I'm in, your vehicle has to be able to go into small spots. So a lot of them are 4x4 trucks, side-by-sides, those type of vehicles.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's just,
There's a lot of places to do that in Arizona.
there is.
Because there's no trees.
There's no trees so you can go out and have.
In northern Arizona, there's tons of trees. That's all it's full of is pine.
What's that?
Don't let anybody know that.
Why is that? Is that the like Northern
everybody
California?
Everybody thinks it's like this dark
Desert.
ugly desert, but it's not.
It's not.
There's some really, really beautiful places in there.
All right, so I'm on a bunch of forums for green eggs because I like to barbecue stuff, right? I'm a big barbecue guy.
Yeah,
smoking. Smoking. So if I wanted, how would I engage those people? Let's say I wanted to sell them something, which I don't, but if I wanted to, what is the proper etiquette to engage in those type of deals? So I'm just not throwing out there, hey, look at this,
Contribute.
Look at this. How do you go and have that conversation in the groups so that I'm not the Amway salesperson?
Oh man, there are so many of them.
Hey, and I don't mean anything about Amway bad, but I'm trying to say that type of person.
Yeah, no, there's people that actually teach that, and there are so many of them out there. So one really quick way that I can suggest is just be your authentic self. If you're trying to pitch someone, you're going to lose them. They can feel it. They can see it coming a mile away. But I believe you said, Nate, that your wife has a screen printing shirt company.
Oh, no. She has a preschool. Sorry, preschool.
Oh, preschool. So
Yes.
A great way for her, if she was in that community, to reach out is maybe there's not necessarily local people, but she can be sharing her experiences. And it could be something like tales of a 3-year-old, today's latest escape at whatever, preschool they're at, or today's lunch dilemma, or whatever the case is, because that's the true stuff that people want to hear.
So how many hours a day do you dedicate to this organic stuff?
Yes.
It's really how fast do you want to scale, right? So if you want to be bringing in the money quick, be dedicating 5 hours a day. If you're like, I'm good at part-time, 1 hour a day. But the more that you can see and test if your message works from an organic standpoint, the more your message is going to work successfully from a paid standpoint.
All right. So you develop the relationships organically.
Right.
So now that do you friend them on Facebook? Do you become friends with them, or do you just kind of stay in the groups with them so they know who you are? What's your next step? Because I'm not a big Facebook friend guy. I got about 500 people that I kind of like, and during political times it gets down to about 200 people, and then it goes back up again, type of deal. So should I be friending those people? Should I be interacting with those?
I mean, friending is great from an organic perspective, yes. However, if you're using your personal profile on the Facebook platform for business purposes, you're actually in violation of the terms of service. So the next step is you've made that report. Start seeing for the preschool, who's engaging with that? Who's responding to it? Who's listening to it? Who's looking at it? That's going to tell you, okay, this is the type of people that when I run an ad, that I should be targeting. This is what they look like on Facebook. This is who they look like on Facebook.
All right. So now Facebook doesn't make it easy, right? So explain that to me, because I've tried to do ads, and we've done ads for our radio program. We've done ads for many different things, and the only options I ever get is choose a state. I get choose friends of friends,
type of deal, and it's really was tough for me to figure out what type of market to target. So I probably did exactly what you shouldn't do, is what you're going to tell me, because I chose all the United States, and I chose friends of friends, and I said to do $15 in ads for 7 days.
Okay. So for what it sounds like is you actually boosted a post.
Oh, that's what I did. Okay, that's what I did. Yep. Sorry. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And boosting a post is not bad. It's a great way to stay top of mind with your current audience, right? So you have a business page, they've liked your business page. That's where boosting a post is great. But when you want new eyes on your product, on your service, that's where you actually want to go into Business Manager inside the ads platform and build out your Facebook ad. Now, the golden nugget I'll give you on that, which I probably just, a lot of people are like, what? The ads platform? Super easy. And if you want the best targeting, when I worked at Facebook, our rule of thumb was for every $25 a day that you're spending on the platform, your potential audience reach should be roughly 500,000 people. So if you're not spending $25 a day on the platform and you're only spending $5 a day, you don't want your potential audience reach to be more than 150,000 people. You can do that and still target the entire United States, but then you get into your layered targeting.
Oh, so if I
get that,
so I may be starting to figure this out, because I've probably done this the wrong way, like everybody else has done. So I just used Facebook to do my boosting of posts, but you're telling me I should do, because I had to download a different app on my phone for the Business Manager. But you're saying, is there a client on the PC? Do I just type in something different on Facebook to go?
In your business page, if you go and hit Ad Center, right, it drops you into the page that shows you all your boosted posts and all the analytics.
Okay.
You hit the blue hyperlink at the bottom. It says see more, and then it will show you more ads. Then it will have another blue hyperlink at the bottom, and it says Ads Manager. That's where you want to be, and that's where all the magic happens with Facebook ads.
It's Ads Manager. I've never been there. Have you been there before, Mike?
I don't know.
You don't know? Because you did some Facebook stuff, right?
Yeah, there's so many different ways of doing this for each platform. It's insane.
Okay, so
I think so, but
okay.
I'm old.
So okay, well, yeah, I wouldn't say you're that old. Yeah, you are.
I'm older than you.
Okay, that's right. All right, so let me ask you this now: should I do more than one platform, Bridget? So now should I, once I start figuring out
what
page manager,
what you're talking about is specific to Facebook, right?
It is. However, other platforms, the omni-channel presence that you can have are only going to make your Facebook ads more successful. I don't know about you, but I tend to click on Instagram ads. I am an Instagram ad junkie. Like, I love clicking on them. But the first thing I do after I go to their website is I turn around and I Google their business. Where are they showing up? Who's reviewing them? How are they showing up? So you could be running the best Facebook ads in the world, but if you don't have an omni-channel presence, or it's not a strong omni-channel presence, you're still leaving money on the table.
So don't be investing into Google until you figure out Facebook, is what you're saying.
Bingo.
That's exactly what I got from that. So I do pick up some stuff. I do pick up on that type of deal.
Google's insane. You have to start at like $50 a day on Google in order for it to work. That's not the case with Facebook.
Okay. But they keep changing the algorithms and everything all the time anyway. So
all of the companies do. So get more and more money and have you engage expertise. Yeah. But if I wanted to be an expert, so maybe I'm gonna have to sign up for Bridget's class.
You might have just gotten a client.
Yeah, so I can find out more.
If you want to be your own ads boss, meaning you want to understand exactly how to manage profitable ads on the Facebook platform from a former Facebook employee, then Be Your Own Ads Boss online course is definitely where you want to be. I take all my knowledge of the 20 years that I've been in the advertising industry, the time that I've spent at Facebook, the time that I spent at Groupon, and I dropped it all into a course. It's super simple. It's in bite-sized consumable pieces, and each module is anywhere from 10 to 16 minutes. So it's not going to take your whole day to get through it.
All right. And where can we find out more about that?
So that you can actually go to my website, which is www.velton.co, or I have actually a free gift for anybody watching the show today. You can go to beyourown.adsboss.com and download my free Facebook ads guide.
All right. Well, see, look at that.
There we go.
So give us that address again, so we'll make sure to post that, of course,
on our webpage so people can find that too. What was that again, Bridget?
Absolutely. That's beyourownAdsBoss.com.
BeyourownAdsBoss.com.
Be your own ad.
Now, is it ads, ADS, spelled correctly?
Ads.
Because so many people spell it ADD.
Well, that's because you're ADD.
Is that what I am? Because
Yeah.
I'm ADD? I see that all the time on print material. And I'm like, well, it's AD. Come on, people. All right. Well, Bridget, thank you so much for joining Tech Time Radio. Thank you for joining our 50th episode.
Thank you for having me. Happy
Yes.
50th episode birthday. That's incredible. I'm honored to be here for it.
Yeah.
All right.
You want some balloons? We've got plenty.
We got plenty. We got so many on the floor, too. Let me just tell you. It was so much fun filling these up. Thank you very much for joining the show. We are definitely going to have all of our links and information at techtimeradio.com so you can re-listen to this and you can get your free ebook. Make sure you absolutely do that. Bridget, have a great day today.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So that was informative. I didn't know about the page manager thing. Now, so I bet you I've boosted posts forever.
You know, the thing about it is that we're at a disadvantage.
Why is
Maybe
that?
I'll talk about that in
your Mike's
the
mesmerizing moment. Okay, there you
yeah.
go. Maybe we do that. All right. Well, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come on back, we have a segment that we haven't done for a while. It's pretty good. And we got some stories we're going to be talking about on Gamer Time. It's not games and video game stuff, but it's games and information about technology in today's world. So we'll see you after this break.
Did you know that up to 12 to 15% of Americans grind their teeth at night while they sleep? Yeah, it's called Bruxism. I used to work at a sleep lab, and we used to measure that, and it leads to a lot of problems like headaches and destroys your teeth. It wears down the enamel, and it's just very hard on your mouth.
So every once in a while I'll wake up, my jaw will hurt. Do you think I'm grinding my teeth at night?
Yep.
Well, so how do you go about protecting this then?
The number one recommended way of protecting yourself from teeth grinding is what's called a night guard, which is a custom fitted prosthetic that you put inside your mouth. It usually runs, hundreds of dollars, but I know our sponsor, Smile Brilliant, can get you custom fitted night guards for as little as $45 a piece.
So if you go to smilebrilliant.com and use TechTime Radio at checkout, you can receive 20% off your complete order. So visit smilebrilliant.com and use the TechTime Radio at checkout code.
Welcome back to Tech Time Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. How's that whiskey tasting? The Elijah Craig Small Batch, Mike.
Yeah.
It's got a bite, does it?
Yeah. It was the worst the second.
It's got worse the second time?
Yeah.
I thought mine was actually a little bit better. Again, we are sampling for our pick of the day, the Elijah Craig Small Batch. Hopefully, are we going to have like two down?
Who cares?
2 downs? Hopefully not in a row. Okay, all right. We're going to move on, though, to a segment that we haven't had on for a while that talks about all the games, mover, and shakers in the industries that we know regarding virtual reality, game marketing, and such. Let's start Gamer Time. All right, story number 1. Gran Turismo headed to the Olympics to crown a digital Olympian June 23rd. Now, we talked about this originally when we talked about the Olympics having this, and we were kind of made a little bit of fun with it. But no, we are down to the top 16 contestants now.
Already.
So, so they've already had their deal. The first time ever, we're going to have a sim racing game that will be included into the Summer Olympics. It has the 16th fastest drivers that it's had over a 2-week trial period.
Okay.
So these guys have been playing online and trying to do this.
I get this over card games.
You do get it over card games?
Yeah, because we've got hand-eye coordination stuff going on here, so that makes it. It's not complete sport.
So the guys that play these have full get-up gear. They got brakes, they got foot pedals, they got steering wheels. They're not doing this on your little handheld joystick. It's a full-blown.
Right.
Most of them are sitting
it's
in
still hand-eye
card.
coordination, right?
It is. That's absolutely correct.
So
we have our PlayStation announced on Wednesday that they will have all of it streamed on the TV screen so you can watch it for the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. All right, we have 16 drivers. They took 11 days to claim their spots into the finals. 11 days.
11-day pre-qualifying. Huh?
Just think of all that time. What are these kids doing all these days?
See,
they're just sitting around playing video games for
I don't
all
know.
those days?
Maybe I was born in the wrong era.
No, I think you were born okay, Harry.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah. All right, but we have our virtual series. Have this. We now have Valero Galileo, who is from Italy, who sits at the top spot.
That's
So
a name.
Italy-
That's a name right there.
So you know what? So Italy has a chance to win the car racing champions at the Olympics.
Is that
and
where the
go
real
for the
Gran
gold?
Turismo is?
They have some of the tournaments there themselves. What's very interesting is this individual, Valerio Gallo, Galileo.
Is it Galileo or Gallo?
Gallo? Sorry, I said
Okay.
is Gallo.
Oh,
Essentially has.
I just suddenly,
You didn't like it as much. I
did-
said Galileo
yeah.
first.
Yeah, Galileo piqued my interest.
Okay.
But now that you said Gallo, I'm thinking about a wine commercial.
You're thinking about a wine commercial.
Ernest and Julio.
Essentially, he is the main lead person for Williams esports team.
Okay.
So there's like an esports team.
Oh yeah,
These
yeah. I
teams
know
compete.
these guys got corporate sponsors and all kinds of crazy stuff.
It is. He's the GT Sponsor National Cup Online August 2020 champion.
Yeah.
And he has his own profile on driver database for
I bet.
professional drivers. So they consider him a professional driver
I don't understand that. But,
in his information. So he is now listed as a 20-year-old.
let's put him in a real
professional-
car.
Well,
let's
yeah.
put him in a real car and set him on a real track and see what happens.
Well, you think that's crazy? Wait till you hear story number 2.
No, I already know it.
I know. High school varsity sports now have Super Mario Brothers Ultimate and Splatoon 2
Yeah.
that you can letter in.
I know.
So let me ask you this. Are there JV teams in video games? What happens if I try out for Smash Brothers Ultimate and I'm not good enough to be on the varsity squad?
You get to be JV, but
gotta be
you
JV?
get a little letter.
So I have to put in, and maybe I
And
can
you're not
swing.
you're not going to prom, buddy.
I'm not going to prom.
No.
Can I swing up?
You might
if
go
I'm-
to a virtual prom.
a virtual
Yeah.
prom itself. All right, so this is Nintendo's expanding its esports efforts and moving into high schools. The company has announced a new partnership with Play VS, which will soon see games Smash Brothers and Smash Brothers Ultimate and Splatoon 2 as varsity athletic sports starting this fall.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
but
what's
it-
interesting?
it actually makes a little sense though, given the current climate.
Okay, it does.
Because we haven't been able to do regular team sports, and so there's
So we got these teams. Well, these are like individual games, though.
oh,
right?
I know, I've played both of them.
Oh, you play both of them. Okay. Well, do you also play Mario Kart?
Oh yeah.
Well, Mario Kart is going to be added on probably next year as a
All
varsity
right.
sport. And do you know what's interesting is there are going to be new releases they're going to try to do every year now, so that you have to get the new release to complete.
That's
on
not
that.
that's not a surprise.
What a smart marketing strategy by Nintendo. I'm going to come up with new versions of each of our products each year, update it just a little bit to balance it, so make it more even, and then have people all go on out. Because if you're in these varsity sports, you all have to have the game, right? So you're going to have to go on out.
Well, yeah, you
and
gotta
have the
Switch,
game itself.
and you got to do this is
All
all
right.
This is all Switch devices, right?
I just can't wait to see the person that has lettered in Nintendo's Splatoon
Yeah,
and
that's-
Smash Brothers walking down the line right next to that guy that lettered in football and say, guess what? I'm a dual letter sport person.
Look at me.
And look at me. And the guy says, yeah, I only got one in football. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to play out in the high school social scene. But,
I
hey.
don't know if it would either. Story number 3. This is interesting. Activision is giving in-game bonuses for setting up security logins. So this was an interesting story too.
So Activision is giving you in-game. What does that mean?
So what that means is Activision, the company, large
Mm-hmm.
video game company. If you go
Pitfall.
and that was like the very original. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy swinging and he had the alligators. You jumped on the heads
That's
for it
right.
and everything. Oh, that was such a great game. Activision, big Call of Duty, right? That's their
Right.
big game that people play. They got a lot of other games, but Call of Duty specifically, if you enable dual authentication. So what happens is so many people have come in to the video game scene for Call of Duty, and I guess have taken other people's credentials
Yeah.
to play online and then suffer and do really bad as that online deal to have that player ranked down.
Right. Didn't we do a story about the FBI getting involved with Call of Duty? Was
Yes,
it Call
we
of
did.
Duty?
Yes, it was Call of Duty, specifically the same thing. So
Because
now
they were fixing matches.
they were fixing matches, and the esports people were betting on them,
Right.
and they were having these people that weren't making the same amount of
So-
points or kills per deal for their items.
So dual authentication.
Yes,
That
which
means-
means that when I log into my Activision account to play Call of Duty, I also have to have my phone or another device that says, yes, this is me. So I hit OK and continue on with that. And then I'm allowed to play, and essentially they're enabling me to get double experience points
that's a
if
big
I
one.
have this taken care of.
That's funny.
And so supposedly, from the I do not play this game, but supposedly that double experience points is so great that they had over 60% of all their people within the first 2 days of doing this sign up and get it taken care of.
I believe that because getting double experience points in these games are big payout.
It is. If I can just get to level 50 on Sea of Thieves, then I can become an ultimate pirate. And I still can't get there, right?
Supposedly. I'm
That's
a
right.
legendary pirate.
I know. I'm not there yet. Okay. All right. So make sure if you are playing any of these games from Activision, make sure you sign up for dual authentication because you will be able to get double the points itself. All right. Well, we're going to head out to a break. When we come on back, we have Mike's mesmerizing moment. Pick of the day is next. We'll be right back with something that will make you go,
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you heard of Unidragon?
Yeah, that's the puzzle dude.
That's right. Guess what? They moved to Amazon.
Yeah, I know. The owl told me.
The owl told you.
Yeah, it's all about the owl.
Oh, the owl. Oh, the owl and Unidragon told you.
Yeah, we've talked about this guy before. He's the puzzle guy.
He's the puzzle guy. That's correct. They do, of course, have the owl, and the owl is available for you to now get with Prime free delivery.
Awesome.
We've made it easier for people to find the owl.
Yeah, I know. The owl told me about that too.
The owl did. What did the owl tell you?
He told me to go on to the TechTime Radio website and /sponsors.
Wow, the owl is just telling you everything. That's correct. If you go to TechTimeRadio.com/sponsors, you see our sponsor right there, and it's got a link so you can immediately click and purchase Unidragon off of Amazon. Don't get fooled by fake puzzle people out there trying to sell you imitation puzzles. Go and find the brand you can trust, Unidragon.com. And again, go to TechTimeRadio.com/sponsors, because the owl will tell you no place better to buy it than with the TechTime Radio code.
Yeah, there's 3 sizes.
There's 3 sizes.
That's right. There's 3 sizes on the Unidragon.
That was something I just quipped off at the end. You just had to put that in there.
I did have to put that in there, didn't I? So make sure if you want a Unidragon puzzle, I got one of those for my son.
Owl.
Get the owl.
I really like the owl.
Yeah,
Mike likes the owl.
That's right. Make sure you get the owl. Don't get anything else because the owl is the one that Mike likes. And I bought one of those for my son for his 21st birthday, but I didn't get the owl. So I still have to get him the owl because he wants you to sign it so that he can have a
Yeah, we talked about that at his birthday party.
He did. That was absolutely correct. All right. Well, we're going to move right now into Mike's mesmerizing moment. This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by Story Coffee. Visit storycoffee.com.
We were talking earlier about maybe we have a disadvantage because even though we grew up on the cusp of the information revolution, we aren't adapted to it as well as the younger audiences. So they have a better understanding of how to do things more naturally because they've adapted, and we have trouble adapting to it because we're not involved in it quite as much. So the things that we're talking about with Facebook and things like that, I think younger people have an easier time of figuring out all this stuff that you were talking about struggling with, and I struggle with it too. I mean, I have a hard time with social media. It doesn't make as much sense to me as I would like it to.
You know what? I do. And so I really wonder, I kept on doing all these boost posts. That's the last thing I probably needed to do to drive new audiences. I need to find out all this information. There's just so much information to get the experts.
It's crazy.
It's nice to have
you have to have somebody who understands how this stuff works explain it to you because it's incredibly difficult especially for us who are not attuned to it as well as our children.
Yeah, I still remember DOS, right? I mean, kids don't remember DOS. Change directory, look up directory, look for the exe file. You'd launch that type of deal. And these new kids, my son and other people, they just watch these YouTube videos, absorb this information. It's like they just have a wealth of knowledge on this technical stuff that as much as I can watch stuff,
that's
I can't
the
keep up with.
adaptive behavior of the human being. And the dark side of that, the problem is that they are adapted to a situation in which if it goes away, they're going to suffer more readaptive issues than we will. So if the internet goes away tomorrow, me and you will be just fine.
Yeah.
Our kids are going to have a lot of problems coping with that.
All right, well, we're going to move to our pick of the day, and then I got information about what we have on the next hour. So, pick of the day, we got Elijah Craig Small Batch. Oh, this may be the second time in a row. We got 2 thumbs down.
It's got, for me, it's got too big of a bite.
Okay.
Up front, which overtakes the flavor right away. The flavor's good. I like the flavor.
It's good afterwards, but it's just way too much of a bite to move through that. All right, well, hopefully you're going to be joining us for our second hour. On our second hour, we got lots of information we're going to be doing.
Yeah,
we have our letter segment. We have our cord cutting segment. We got a way to save money on your cable and your internet service provider. We have a secret to give you lots of discounts on your internet needs. We have stories you didn't know with Satya New Delhi from Satya New Delhi. I'm Nathan Mumm. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to TechTimeRadio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/TechTimeRadio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mum's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.
The views expressed on this program are those of the...
for a forgiveness experience. The Forgiven podcast retells Bible scandals in a more modern setting, focusing on forgiveness in a council culture. This series will touch on forgiveness by dramatizing some of the most scandalous stories in the Bible. Look at stories of David and Bathsheba, Joseph and his brother, Joseph and Potiphar's wife, and of course, Samson and Delilah, presented in a modern-day audio drama. Tune in to hear these stories, unlike you've ever heard them before. The season has already started, and it features 7 scripted episodes followed by bonus episodes, including readings, sermonettes, and gospel music. Listen 7 days a week for 7 weeks for a forgiveness experience. TheForgivenPodcast.com. Prepare yourself for a forgiveness experience. And remember, you too can be forgiven. We would like to thank Podcorn for sponsoring this episode of TechTime Radio. Explore sponsorship opportunities and start monetizing your podcast by signing up at podcorn.com/podcasters. Let me tell you about Podcorn. Podcorn is an absolute must for any podcaster starting out. Now, when we started out TechTime Radio, we started out in a back office with a couple of mics. We expanded to a studio, and then now, as you can see, we're on the radio and have distribution into other markets. Having the ability to have Podcorn at the start of our podcast would have been a dream come true. Guess what? With Podcorn, you now have the amazing opportunity for podcasts to receive sponsorship, such as host reads, interview segments, and topical discussions. With Podcorn, there's no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on their platform, set their own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without exclusivities. You never give up the rights of your podcast in Podcorn, and they're here to support you everywhere possible. Visit podcorn.com. Again, that's podcorn.com. Podcorn is a true success for those starting their podcast dreams.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest. Keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side. With leading edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Corday here and David Brown, our engineer behind the board. Welcome to the technology show that will make you go,
Yeah,
Technology news of the week.
I'm relaxing over here.
You're relaxing a little bit after our first hour?
I'm chilling out after the first hour.
The first hour was really busy. The second hour is a little bit more relaxed, right? We like to do that. If you're watching us right now on our live stream from 4 to 6 p.m., you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch.tv, and of course, the best place, TechTimeRadio.com, and just click on the big screen there. Nice picture face of me and Mike, and you can watch this live stream. If you're not catching us during Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m., you're catching a rebroadcast. So to stay up on all the information, I'm not going to go through each of those days.
You should do it like you've been doing.
Okay, here we go. So if you try to get us on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and Saturday, not 4 to 6 p.m., then you're catching a rebroadcast.
We need you to tell us that every week.
Yeah, you want me to keep on doing that every week?
Yeah.
Like you didn't like it when I ended the week and said bye-bye. And you're like, no, that's my line.
That's my line.
I know, so I don't say it anymore. So I get you. All right, well, welcome. We're a 2-hour technology show. You're catching the second hour of our 50th episode. We're very excited to make 50 episodes. Once you make
it's kind of funny, isn't it?
What's that?
Well, when we started this, we were like, we don't even know what the hell we're doing.
We didn't. We did. That's right. Yeah.
Right. And we started in that little tiny office and
Studio 6. Studio 6, that's right. I even hung a little Studio 6 sign
a little placard on there.
Yeah, and we started it, and it was really to engage audience for the everyday common person with technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I said, hey, do you want to come on over and do you want to be
when
a part of it?
Start? Did we start in June of last year?
We started in June and last year.
Okay, so we're almost a
almost
year
at a year.
in.
How many weeks do you, because we 50 shows, is it 62 weeks in a year?
52 weeks a year.
52 years. So we're 2 weeks away from a year.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's coming on up.
I don't know why we have to have all the balloons around, but hey.
Well, you know what? Nothing like having lots of balloons.
At least after all that whiskey, I'm okay with it now. I don't feel as claustrophobic.
You don't feel that now. You're relaxing. Everything's good.
Yeah, I'm chilling now.
Now you didn't get a chance to show your NFT for the first hour, so you want to show your NFT
let's do that
for this hour here. So a chance for our NFT. You can take a look right there.
It just says 50th.
Big 50. You know, that's going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in the next 10 years.
It's called Gronk.
It's called Gronk, and see what he did for his NFT.
See if he'll buy one of our NFTs.
So he'll trade it for one of his?
Sure. Yeah.
I've just spent a lot of time working on.
I don't care.
Oh, you
whatever.
Don't care? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I've spent a lot of time doing baseball cards and basketball cards from my childhood. I'm now getting a little bit older, and we've actually been going through and pulling cards out. It's pretty fun because I go through and I'll look through all the players' names, and then I say, hey, let's take a look at this. And then I open up eBay and I look at it, and I look at PSA rating because that's how they rate it. 10 is like perfect gem mint and down, and then I'm like, wow, somebody's selling it for $10,000 or somebody's selling it for $5,000.
Now they have that cool, unique feature where you can just take a picture and it'll tell you what it's worth.
They can on eBay, but it's only for Magic cards right now. They don't have it for baseball cards yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hopefully they would have done it for baseball cards first.
I would think they would have done that, or basketball cards, or some sports cards because they've been around. But I think the Magic cards are easier. I think they get traded a lot.
Magic is awesome. Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know either.
But
do you play Magic?
I've never played. No,
neither have I.
No,
neither have I. But I did buy some cards at a garage sale, and I ended up selling two of those cards.
Yeah, see, I've
$300
never owned a Magic card. I own one of the original Pokemon decks.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I got one of the original. When they came out with the card game, I bought myself and my son one, and we played for a while, so I don't even know where that is. But
you should find that. That is probably worth something.
I'll look.
You better be careful. You could probably buy your whole house from it. That some of those cards are worth something.
That would suck.
You have it all bent in a corner, and you're like, oh.
No, they've only been used a few times, so they're in pristine condition if I can find them.
Okay, there you go. Find it. All right. Well, thank you for joining our second hour of the show. We have our letter segment today. We're going to be talking about great things on the internet, from scam and phishing attempts. We have a feature called cord cutting. And that's going to be talking specifically about how you can save on your cable and satellite bills if you have cable and satellite. So we're going to be talking about that. And then we have a secret to give you at least probably 50% off your current cost. So there's some known secrets that I use. I actually, for some friends and relatives, I actually do this for them. I call up and represent them on the phone and help them get discounts. Yes, so the poor gal that doesn't like Story Coffee, that likes Starbucks coffee over Story Coffee.
Talk.
Yeah, we should talk because we've got some discounts. But you just all you got to do is listen to the segment, and I'll tell you those.
Oh,
secrets.
there we go.
All right, and then we have Satya New Delhi that we're going to be. Is that Satya?
You said her name different every single time.
No, it's a guy though. Satya.
Nadella. Satya?
I
spell it.
Satya.
Satya.
So it's Sati, right?
Satya.
Satya Nadella. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about him on Stories You Didn't Know, and we got some interesting facts about him.
You didn't know that he had 5 different ways of saying his name.
Well, you know, so that he's an Indian American business executive and chief officer, CEO of Microsoft. I'm sure that during this hour we're gonna have something that will make you go,
Does he have a mega yacht?
Yeah, of course he does. Everyone has that. But we got some other
Bugatti
stories.
pool table.
I don't think he's got a Bugatti pool table.
We got to find out who owns those.
And hopefully we'll find something that will make you laugh regarding technology. But we're going to start our show with always our interesting question from our friends at the Love Shack.
Oh.
I love hearing that commercial. They're here to help you out, Mike. So that's what they said. Did you hear that last hour?
I'm not dating anymore.
You're not dating anymore? Why did you stop dating?
I haven't. Yeah.
You stopped dating?
Yeah, I stopped dating.
It's too difficult?
I hate it.
You just don't like it?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay, all right. Well, here's the question for you. David, you're ready to? When you are alone and have time to reflect, what do you... Since you're single, this happens to you. You're probably alone. And have time to reflect, what do you think about the most?
How to not be alone?
Is that what you think about? It's okay. All right. So Mike thinks about how not to be alone. David, what do you think about?
Repeat the question one more time.
Oh, of course.
Yes, I'm stalling.
All right. When you're alone and have time to reflect, what do you think about the most?
School days, either high school and or college.
Oh, so you go back and you kind of remember your good old days in high school?
Yeah, the good old days. Yep.
Okay.
I think about all the questions that mankind has about the universe, ourselves, and everything.
Really? Is that what you do?
Kind of.
Really? Well,
I think a lot.
That's a little weird.
I get in trouble for thinking a lot of the time.
So if you're to ask me, I normally think about how I can become like Walt Disney. So Walt Disney.
Why Walt?
Walt Disney, because he created an empire based upon
a mouse.
Based on a mouse, but it was really him and his brother. And Walt was so crazy. He would go and he would mortgage everything to the hilt and put it all on certain films.
That's crazy.
And then he would have them come on out, and they would actually end up being blockbusters, and they'd make money. And Roy, his brother, was like, "Stop it, Walt! Stop it, Walt!"
What was the very first animated cartoon?
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
And who is Steamboat Willie?
Steamboat Willie was essentially the bad guy, and he's in a boat, and
he's Mickey Mouse. That's who became Mickey Mouse.
That's correct. And so there you go.
There you go.
You thought you were going to get me on.
Yeah, this is what I think about stuff. I think about all this weird.
You think about weird stuff. All right. Okay. Well, guess what? We are really excited. We're going to move into our very first segment that we like to call Letters.
Letters.
We get letters. We get back and back of letters. Ah, letters. We get letters. And the letters all have songs.
All right. Welcome to our segment Letters.
I love that song.
Yeah? It's a great song.
Perry Como, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this is where we print out this week's emails, scams, phishing attempts, and other emails that are sent to myself trying to grab information from myself or create a virus on my machine or install malware so that they can get access.
Yeah,
We're going to start.
I really like this segment.
You like this segment? I do too. All right, first thing we're going to talk about is Bittrex. So Bittrex is a company that you can start trading stocks. You can trade cryptocurrency. I got an email here from No Reply.
No reply
at BITR, and EX is their company. BRTR, and it's an E with the little squiggly over the top. So I don't know.
Schwa.
So I don't know exactly what that is. .com. So it looks almost exactly the same. So if I got this and don't take a look at the email from address and look at it very quickly, it would actually look like it's coming from the correct account.
Right, that's one of the things we've talked about in these things is that some of them don't even care.
Correct.
Because they're really just taking advantage of our what's called heuristic thinking. And heuristic means shortcut, because that's the way we do everything, shortcut thinking. So they don't expect this is a more subtle thing if they're changing just a little tiny bit so it looks, if they can clone it as much as they possibly can, the better off they're going to.
Lots of times you see a 1 and an L. Like, so if you look at people out there, they'll try to do a 1 if they can't get the L, and then it looks almost like the L itself.
Yeah.
So it's very, very close. Now, it says you're almost ready to start trading. Now, I don't have an account with them to begin with, so I don't need to trade. If I need to trade stuff, I do it on Coinbase or I do it on Fidelity, as places that I've actually trusted and know. But they're here to help out. You know what? You can start trading after you complete your Know Your Customer process, NYC. This is intended to confirm your identity in our system as a required part of the registration process. What we need from you in our next step, front and back of your government-issued ID.
Oh, my gosh. They're asking for a picture.
That's correct. 2, a selfie photo. Then please log on here with the information so you can upload them to our site.
Really?
So that is what they're asking for. So
you think they're creating profiles in your name?
Absolutely. So the person that actually clicks on this and decides to upload this on an imitation site will now have information of Nathan with my selfie photo of know what it's like, and they'll have my ID for whether that's my passport or my driver's license.
Which one would you commonly use, do you think?
So if I was to do anything, if I was to fall for this, which I didn't, but if I would probably use my driver's license as an ID versus a passport.
Right, because that's the easiest one to get a hold of.
Correct, because the government has been compromised many times on items where the government ID as your driver's license has been compromised. So that would be the one that I'd put out there because that would be easier for me to make sure to not watch versus my passport.
The big message here is don't ever, ever, ever send a picture of your
government
ID card.
No, to anybody.
or especially your social security card.
Yes, or anything of any ID, especially to a company that says to complete your steps of the customer service process, we need this information.
Yeah, I don't know any business that I'm involved with that's ever asked me for my ID card, except for one.
I think Coinbase, if you trade cryptocurrency, I think they ask you for your driver's license.
Well, Checkmark does it too.
And Checkmark did it. Yep. Checkmark did it.
They do it to verify
you who you are.
So
if you're going to say that I am Mike Corday and I'm going to be on a part here, it's going to make sure that I'm Mike Corday as a part there. That's
a part of their you have to agree to that. You have to read and agree. You don't just get asked randomly.
So this one, Kelly landed her dream job in 45 days. Now,
good for Kelly.
Oh, I don't know why Kelly in the subject. I don't know why Kelly didn't do it in 30 days, but in 45 days. This is from Executive Career Upgrades, LLC.
You know the average length of time it takes to get a job?
What's that?
9 months.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right. I believe that. That's how long it takes. So this is from Tim at Exec Cup. So EXEC, and there's an extra C. CUP. Grades.com. So
extra C cups?
An extra C cups. so exec C cups upgrades.com. So you can tell, I bet you, and I didn't do any research on this specifically, but I bet you there's an execupgrades.com with only one C. So that's probably very close, and they added the two C's. But when I'm reading this, hi, Nathan. Kelly pivoted her sales executive high-level account management and received a $50K pay increase in 6 weeks. Check out how she landed her job. Provides the link. All right,
okay.
This link goes to a YouTube video of supposedly a Kelly saying that she made lots of money. So I actually
did you watch Kelly talk about how
I did? Yes,
supposedly.
So Kelly made so much money after engaging Executive Career Upgrades LLC.
Okay,
so they helped her. Then she gained confidence and leveled up her career to a senior management role in her dream IT job from $85K to $450K, a $260K pay boost.
Wow. Kelly's awesome.
So Kelly moved from $185K, which is pretty.
What's that taking advantage of?
It's taking advantage of your greed, right? Isn't that your greed as a person to get a?
It would be status and greed would work in there too.
Okay, so Kelly landed her dream job. Kelly doesn't talk about this on the YouTube video about her moving from the $185K to $45K. She just talks about
that's pretty awesome.
So
we need to get Kelly.
Continue on though. She is now a director and executive of her own business, and it gets a multiple six-figure job quickly to do her other side jobs on this. Grab a spot on our calendar for a free career breakout session.
Yep.
So they give you a link to a calendar. So they didn't ask for any information.
Okay.
All right. They didn't. They showed you a video of Kelly.
So this is just a pitch.
This is just a pitch. But I can go in and I can sign up on their calendar, which normally requires my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Normally requires my email address and information that they do. If you've ever gone to Calendly.com and those sites, they ask you for that information, right?
Yep.
So that they can then gather that and choose to do what they want. So they may still try to sell me on their upcoming session of learning about how I can be like Kelly.
So they're trying to sell you something to make your life easier and you to get rich and get a lot of status easily.
Yes, or they're still just trying to gather information about me also. So I didn't sign up for it. So
that's good.
I'm
very interested in
seeing what goes on there. All right, well here's our last one we're gonna read here. This is from Valerie Cruz. Valerie Cruz 56 TU Cruz at Cruz _19. Okay, listen. I don't understand why people have numbers in their email address. That drives me insane.
It's often birth years or age.
An age when they sign up. So that's great. So I got Jack at 16.yahoo.com, who's now 45 years old, to sign it up when he was 16, right? Yeah. So
I don't think the internet's been around that long, has it?
No, probably not. So maybe he's only 35. There you go. All right. Thank you for being our valued customers. Your membership has been automatically renewed today. This is a membership update, okay? And it was CC'd to Shantai Friesen 85 at hotmail.com. So it was sent to two people. So you know what they sent to me?
Chantel graduated in 85.
And 85 or 8, okay. So she graduated in 85 at Hotmail?
Yeah, a lot of times that's what that number means.
Okay, so she graduates. So, but I don't know why they see somebody that I do not know regarding my membership update. Okay?
Well, she's important.
So we have charged your $340 for your annual subscription for Best Buy Geek Squad computer and tablet services.
Uh-huh.
So Best Buy doesn't have an annual subscription, first of all. Okay?
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't know that because I don't deal with them on a regular basis. So I wouldn't know that Geek Squad doesn't charge me an annual fee.
Okay, so would you have paid ever $340 on your credit card to begin with to have it be renewed?
Hell no.
All right, so here we go. So we have your order number, GNSDL5AKEG, Best Buy Geek Squad, $350, May 27th, 2021. So they
Is there
got
a click here thing?
So to cancel
Uh-huh.
and get an instant refund for your subscription, please contact the customer service number below or call us at 1-812-304-4018. Sincerely, Best Buy, 1-812, different number, 436-6986.
So what happens when you call them?
So when you call them,
because I know you did.
I did, actually, because I do like this stuff. This stuff, I love when these people call me, and I just try to keep them on the phone for like hours. Like you did that too.
I did that for 3 days with somebody.
Yeah, you told me that. So essentially, when you call the number, you get someone that clearly is not American accented.
Mhm.
So probably from India, China, Russia, someplace that has an accent very heavily that says, "Hello, how can we help you? We would like to make sure you
Don't
get
do
to
that.
refund." So I'm trying to
don't do that.
I'm trying to do the talk of what they would say. Okay,
Just tell us the words.
Okay.
You don't need to try
try to do the voice.
elaborate on the
Hello.
accent.
So essentially, they get a refund. He's asking me for my information, my credit card, because he's going to immediately give me back my $340 on my credit card number.
So here's the thing, right? So if you really want to see if this is happening, where's the first place you need to go?
The first place, you should absolutely go and take a look at your bank account to
Take
see
a-
if
right.
those $340 was absolutely subtracted from your account.
Yeah, I mean, but they're luring you with this thing. Oh, we'll give you a refund, and so they're banking on. And then again, this is that heuristic thinking. Oh, they're solving my problem before I need to worry about the problem. They're giving me the problem. They're solving the problem. All I need to do is call them up, and then they will take my information and refund me the money.
Yep.
Instead of me going, and this is what we call critical thinking, right? Instead of me going, okay, we need to look at our credit card statement or our bank statement to make sure that these people are actually legit and or something has been taken from my account, because they're just relying on a fear factor.
And they have the link in there, so you just click, because
Right.
your phones, right? You see, if you read it on your phone, you see that number there, so you can just call them immediately, and boom, there
I mean,
you go.
all this stuff takes advantage of natural human behavior. That's all it ever does.
All right, well, we're going to head out to our first break. Now is the time to call at 425-373-5527 or 1-888-298-5569. Again, that's 425-373-5527, because we are giving away for the first caller this hour. We're going to be giving away our Story Coffee. This is by far the best.
Get some Story coffee. This is good.
This
stuff.
is the best coffee. This is by far.
I love the coffee.
And I'm not getting paid to say that I like the coffee.
That's
I
right.
just tell you,
They do not pay us.
They do not pay us at all. They do give us a bag every 2 months.
We do get a bag of coffee
Every
yes.
2 months, and it's not enough because I go through my bag in a month.
I go through the coffee with 2 weeks maximum.
2 weeks.
It's
yeah.
usually like a week.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good coffee. It helps you become a night owl, right? That way, the night owl.
I'm just a night owl normally. It wakes me up in the morning because I have to operate in normal world.
All right. Well, we thank the Love Shack on KKNW Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. for providing us the cards to do that.
Yep.
And we enjoyed our letter segment. Now, Mike, you're going to have to help me understand Curiosity Stream because they're a sponsor. And so when we come on back, I want you to tell me a little bit about Curiosity Stream, how it works, what it's done, because you said you've been a part of that, and we are excited for them to be a part of our sponsor.
Yep.
And we got a discount where you can sign up for them at TechTimeRadio.
Oh, cool.
.com/sponsors. And so let's talk about that after our break.
Upper Left Corner is a PNW true crime podcast now streaming on all major podcast platforms. If you get excited when your favorite true crime podcast tells a story about a place that you've been to or the town that you live in, then Upper Left Corner podcast is for you. Each week, I tell you a story of a crime that has taken place in the PNW and give you background about the town the crime occurred in. If you like true crime, check out Upper Left Corner podcast, now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and more.
Ace Hardware is a helpful place with prompt, friendly service, knowledge, and the little things that make a big difference.
Service.
Selection.
Advice.
Community involvement.
Competitive prices.
Convenience.
Located near you.
And the things you need, such as
house keys,
lawn and garden,
plumbing,
electrical,
hardware,
grills,
outdoor living supplies,
and even nuts and bolts.
When you visit Ace Hardware, you'll be greeted at the door and given the help you need.
So come visit us at Ace Hardware in Evergreen Way in Everett, Lake Stevens, and now Stanley.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to Tech Time Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm, Mike Orday here, and David Brown behind the board. Okay, so I asked you a question, Mike. Explain to me one of our sponsors, CuriosityStream. Sponsor that we're excited to have. They are essentially giving a discount for their yearly subscription. So tell me about it.
CuriosityStream is a streaming service that streams basically science-type documentaries. So what they got nature videos, dinosaurs, astrophysics, all kinds of stuff on there. Now and it's all science, basically science-based documentaries.
Now they have a pretty good fee too, right? So it's a yearly subscription fee.
Yeah.
It's anywhere between, right now there's a special going on for this holiday right now for like half price. So it's normally like $20 for a year, not just a month. And how much content is on. So let's say I went to sign up today. Hopefully I went to TechTimeRadio.com and I click on the sponsor page and I can find the Curiosity.
There's a lot of different content.
Is it like 50 shows, 20 shows?
Oh, I don't know the amount of shows, but I know that there's a lot of content on. Now, one of the drawbacks was when I first got onto it, you would have like these series documentaries, and they would only be like 15 minutes long. Okay. So they don't conform to a lot of standard stuff. So I would get on something and I would be like, what? It's only 15 minutes? And I would chew through an entire documentary series and be like, well, that's a bummer.
So a little bit like Quibi then, huh?
Quibi?
Quibi?
Yeah.
that doesn't exist anymore?
That doesn't exist anymore. I don't know. But it's got a lot of, if you like science, arts, documentaries, this is the place to go.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff on there.
So I have not signed up for it yet. Would you recommend for me to sign up for it?
Yeah, do it.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe not you.
Well, maybe not me. Wow. Maybe not me.
Because it's not contemporary sports or anything. It's science.
I like science.
Okay. If you like science, then yeah. If you like stuff like learning about dinosaurs, learning about astronomy, learning about Nat Geo type of stuff, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If you're looking for sports or anything, I think there's history on there.
History too.
History stuff, but you can get a lot of history on other places. But
so the Disney Plus, I've been totally disappointed, right? So there's supposed to be this big National Geographics. We're gonna have lots of series on here, and there's like 15 series.
Yeah,
and it's all celebrities talking over. I mean, you got Morgan
Freeman,
or you got what's her face, Miss Princess from the UK that couldn't handle it, so she came back here with her prince, and they're living down in
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. Yeah.
Are you talking about Meghan?
Yeah, so she did Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
So she did one of those too. And
You're not a fan, are you?
No, not. I didn't find it very entertaining.
Did you watch her interview with Oprah?
I did not. No.
Oh, that's too bad. There was a lot of good stuff in there.
So hopefully it's better than the Disney Plus stuff, because Disney Plus stuff is great for me to fall asleep with. So I mean, I can turn it.
Okay. Yeah, if you want something to fall asleep with, yeah, that'll work too.
Okay, all right.
But like I said, some of them are very quick shows. They're not. They're like school type of
lessons
and things like that. So
perfect.
But there's a lot of great stuff on there.
All right. Well, make sure you sign up if you have that. Now, speaking specifically of technology, we are looking for, again, our first caller. Our first caller will receive a bag of Story coffee. To call 425-373-5527 or 188-298-5569, which is 188-298-KKNW.
Yeah.
All right.
Just so you know, based on what you said earlier, you can only get this right now. You can't get it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, that's right. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or any other of the rebroadcasts. So you have to call in today.
To call in while we're sitting here in the studio.
That's right, and talk to David. Okay, great. We are going to move on to our next subject, which we're really excited about, and we're going to move into how to talk about cord cutting and how you can get rid of your cable and satellite bill in a segment we like to call Technology Insider.
Welcome to Technology Insider. We get the information directly from the source.
All right, cord cutting 2021 edition.
Explain that again.
Cord cutting is the ability for you to take your cable and your satellite, how you would normally watch television, and to get it at a reduced cost or a different version of what you're just have been used to over the last 20 to 30 years.
So that'd be like me just getting rid of my cable bill and then using Amazon Prime.
So we're going to talk about that. So that would be exactly one way you could do it.
Because cord cutting means a lot of different in my realm.
Okay, so specifically in cord cutting in the technology world, we're talking about getting rid of cable. So whether you have Cox, whether you have Comcast, Xfinity, any of those items, getting rid of those bills, because we're going to go through and actually see what people across the United States pay for this. And it's just mind-blowing because I would never pay that much. And having the ability to use your over-the-air antenna for HD, which you can get some of the content available there, and other supplemented services to save you money.
Okay.
All right, we're going to save money. All right, first thing, dropping cable TV in favor of streaming services was a surefire way to save money 5 years ago. But currently, content providers are raising their prices, and getting rid of your over-the-top box is not always a cost-effective method. So let's talk about that.
So
it used to be really cheap.
Called bundling, right?
Yeah, it used to be really cheap. Now it's not necessarily the way to do it just to save money. But there's a lot of things you can do with cord cutting to save you money and maybe get you a better service that you want versus just a service that's always available for you. So now we're not going to be talking about streaming services. So we're not talking about Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple Plus, Paramount Plus, any other pluses. TechTime Plus. We're not talking about any of the streaming services. We may do a whole segment specifically about streaming services right before our Lace Awards comes on up because we always do.
Oh, we got that coming up, don't we?
We do. We have in the next month and a half, we have the Lace Awards that will be here, so we're excited about that. And really, should you drop cable? That question used to be an absolute yes 5 years ago, but now, you know what? I don't know if that's necessarily the same. On data from decisiondata.org, it established in a March 2021 report, brand new, so March, we're right here coming on out, making most people average U.S. cable bill is $217 per month.
Wow.
So do you pay $217 for your cable?
No, I pay more than that.
Do you pay more than that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I pay a lot of money.
You pay a lot. Okay,
so I get all kinds of. I get Disney Plus and something other plus and plus and plus. And
okay, all right.
Plus.
So that annually averages out at the $217.42 per month. Averages out to $2,549 annually.
Mm-hmm.
Paying almost $3,000 for your television,
making
it the most expensive utility cost in most households. Satellite costs on average is about $20 less per month, but around the same cost annually.
But they can't give me awesome internet services, can they?
Satellite? No, they can't give you high-speed internet.
That's probably what I pay most of my money for.
Well, okay, we'll talk about that. So if you look at if you're having a satellite service, most people end up purchasing a lot of pay-per-view items on a satellite box and additional items that they'll do a one-time buy. So like that movie that's available and the on-demand downloads, people seem to buy that more on satellite than they do on the Comcast or the digital. So we're going to be talking on the second part of this segment. We're going to be talking about how you can save some money on those. But channel surfing and cord cutting is really key, specifically on live sports. So now there's a lot of different add-ons that have been available. Before, you used to not be able to do that for live sports, right? Live sports, you had to essentially have cable or satellite to watch
like
it. But
ESPN 8, the Ocho?
Yeah, or any of the NBA packages. Essentially, if you take a look at like the NBA and Major League Baseball, they now have their own internal networks that you can pay for a yearly service and get every single game on there without having to pay for it on your local cable box.
Nice.
So
Is it MLB Plus?
Yep. Well, I don't think it's MLB Plus. I just think it's called the MLB Network. So it's not a Plus yet,
Okay.
but I'm sure they'll come out with Plus.
It'll be Plus soon.
All right. Now, the very first thing to do, though, is you need to make sure you have to stream these videos. You have to have a good internet service. So no matter what, if you're gonna cut the cord,
you have to have the internet.
You have to have the internet.
That's
so you have to have that, which is I pay for. We're going to talk about this. I pay about $75 a month for up to a gig on Comcast. We're going to talk about how I pay so little for unlimited
let's
data.
talk about that.
Unlimited data. Well, we're going to talk about that at the end of the segment on the flip side of the commercial. So, for an example, most people that would use streaming services are going to use more than the 1.2 terabyte limit that most Comcast and service providers have for their free service, and then they charge you for more. So if you're going to be streaming this, you probably want an unlimited data service so that you can use unlimited streaming to get these products. All right? Very important. Now, cable is a buffet. Streaming is really an a la carte type of selection. Because cable, anytime I want to take a look at stuff, there's 1,000 different things I can watch. Even though there's 500 channels, I still never find anything to watch.
I rarely actually use my cable for what it's there for.
Okay.
I rarely channel surf.
So it's available there. But specifically, if you're going to be doing this, you're going to be talking more of a la carte type of deal. So let's talk about picking a platform. Without cable, you're going to need some way to access your streaming sources. You're going to find a platform that's available for you. There's a couple that are available. Streaming boxes that have HDMI ports that can connect directly to your internet are very important.
Mm-hmm.
A home screen that features movies and apps. Some of the new televisions are coming on out there, built in with the televisions themselves. I have a newer television that we got at a big box store, and it has the apps built into it that we watch directly from. But a stick or a dongle to be able to provide these services costs anywhere from $25 to $200 for a full featured box.
Explain that real quick. Stick or a dongle.
All right, so we're going to do that. The best overall idea is a stick. It's called the Amazon Fire Stick. It's about this big. It's 4K.
About that.
Yep. And essentially for $50, you can have the ability to stream 4K content to any device that you have with an HDMI port. So you buy this Amazon Fire Stick 4K.
Okay.
You plug it into the back of the television, and it's going to enable you to get all the services that we're going to talk about.
It has like preloaded apps. Is that
It's
what
got
it
preloaded apps, and it has the ability for you to load apps for other service providers to give you these streaming services. All right. The second best option, if you don't want something from Amazon, and now the Amazon 4K is the best because it has the ability to use Alexa search. So if you hit the Alexa button and you say, watch Friends, it will go through in the library and try to bring up the Friends episodes or anything new for Friends that was available, maybe the HBO Max item that's available.
The Friends reunion that was on this past weekend?
This weekend. So it will actually prompt that information and make it very easy for you to search. That's why they're number one. Number two option is a Roku Ultra HDR 4K device. It's about $89.
Yeah, we've talked about Roku quite a few times.
Great box. They came on out as the very kind of first box or stick. It's a little stick box device that's available that you plug in and get into your television to get access to this. Runner up, if you can't get one of those two devices, then I don't know where you live because those are available anywhere in the world, really. But if you want the runner up, you can get a Chromecast with Google TV. All right, and this will allow you to essentially watch stuff on your computer that you're streaming and then throw it up to the television so you can watch it on the television.
Through an HDMI cable or
no,
just
through wireless.
Okay.
Through wireless. So you don't have to have an actual device. With the Chromecast device, you plug it onto the back of your television and you stream it up there. It lags a little bit, so it's not the best device that's available. So there's some lagging. All right. For Apple users, there's only one device. It's an Apple TV 4K. You're going to spend about $179 for 32 gigs of storage, $199 for 64 gigs of storage, and most of the folks can get a 32 gig version. Apple TV OS does a great job of managing the memory and running the box itself. If you want to stay in an Apple deal. Just don't use their remote that comes with it because it has lots of problems. So people do not like the remote. Next thing you're going to have is some strategy on what you're going to do for content. One of the biggest mistakes for cord cutters is they try to duplicate the same thing they have on the cable TV bundles.
Okay.
You can't do that. So cable
What do you
TV,
mean by that?
So you can't have TNT and all these True TV and all these stations.
That's one of the, because I pay for HBO Max, I pay for Curiosity Stream, I pay for Amazon Prime, I pay for everything on my cable bill.
So essentially with this, understand that you need to go through and a la carte, pick and choose what you really want to watch. All right. The biggest thing here is that it's relatively cheap to purchase episodes on any of these Google Play or Apple stores for anywhere between $1.99 to $2.99 per episode. So let's say you wanted to watch 2 or 3 shows that you have to watch. If you actually purchase the actual show itself instead of watching it on one of these boxes, you can purchase it for equivalent to about 1/4 of the price. Okay. If you look at what you'd pay monthly versus just purchasing the show.
So if I wanted the full 10 seasons of Friends.
Yep. You can just purchase those. I think it's like a $1.99 price right now for Friends. You could do that. Or they have bundled deals where you can get whole episodes, normally for anywhere between $9 to $13 a pop. And then you can have each of the season episodes available, and you can watch them anytime you want, and you own them yourself. Much cheaper than having to watch those on
the old
TBS.
It's not a DVD anymore. No more DVDs.
That's right. All right. So, next thing you talk about after your hardware device that you've chosen is what you're actually going to use to do if you choose not to just purchase the episodes. What do you want to have available? First thing you need to do is pick up an antenna from Direct Clear Streaming Eclipse HD antenna for $40. This will work. You plug it on the side of your window for $40, and you can get all the HD local TV channels for free.
Really? How many HD local channels are there?
So in the Seattle market, specifically we're talking about, there's about 27. So I can get KCPQ, I can get Fox, I can get
NBC, ABC, CBS.
Yep, it's all of those are have to digitally broadcast available for those.
So it's like the old rabbit ears.
It's the old rabbit ears that you would have. That's absolutely the same thing that you would have back in your 1950s television, right? So you can get all your local channels. So if you want to watch the Seahawks and you don't want to pay for it on an NFL premium deal, you just got to get Fox 13 or whatever is available.
This is a more expensive rabbit ears, huh?
Well, they're $40 now because you got to get a device to have them taken care of. And none of this is necessarily the easiest way to do it. There's plenty of videos online to show you how to do this, but it's not the easiest, but will allow you to have your own creativity of what you want to do. Now, if you do want to have that cable type service, you can sign up for YouTube TV at $65 a month.
Mm-hmm.
AT&T now, anywhere between $70 to $95, or Sling TV, which is my recommendation for this, from $35 to $50. And essentially, you can create your same type of experience on the Sling TV. I used it specifically. They have a blue and orange channel. So the blue channel has certain sports and the orange channels has other sports, or you can do a combined version. But I used the Sling TV app that was originally $35. And essentially when I added the 2 blue and orange channels, it was $50 per month. I could watch all my live sports and 128 other channels like True TV, TBS, and everything.
This came on Sling?
Sling TV.
Okay, so what's a blue sport? What's an orange sport?
So Blue Sport package, one of those creates the NFL package, so you can watch all the games for the NFL.
Blue is your football.
And the orange one, I think, had the NCAA Pac-10 and different items that were available there also.
Okay.
Now, if you don't want to do that, it also comes with 50 hours of cloud DVR. So if you just want to record something and watch it later, you can do it, and it loads it to the cloud, and then you can watch your sports later. So you can watch it in 15-minute segments. If you love sports, though, and you don't want to do Sling TV, you can also do Fubo TV, Fubo TV, for $60 to $85 a month.
Isn't that a clothing brand?
Fubo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's named after not the same owner of that from Shark Tank, but that they call it Fubo TV. Great addition. Or you can also choose Hulu and Live TV for $65 a month. Now, you want to go the cheapest solution out there and best.
Okay, what's the cheapest and best?
Filio.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't we talk about this?
We did.
Philo.
Well, it's
Philo.
Well, it's
Philo.
Yes.
Philo
so
means
there,
love.
So there is
Love of.
So you can get AMC, BET, Comedy Central, Discovery, Food Network, Hallmark Network, Nickelodeon, all the main stations available for $20 a month.
Really?
Yes. Now, it's only in 720p.
What does that mean?
So you don't get it at the 1080p for full HD.
Okay, so this is the quality of video. This is the quality of video you're talking about.
The quality of video is a little less.
Okay, so it means it's a little more blurry, or
no?
what?
It's just not as detailed. It's pretty good. If you want a cheap version,
It's like watching old TV.
no, because old TV you still see an SD. This is still HD. It's
Okay.
just not full HD available. You're allowed to get up to 3 streams at a time and 10 profiles per account.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
So Philo,
Philo.
Philo.
That's right. That is your best solution for cord cutting. So remember,
Okay.
Mum's the word. When
Mum's
I come on
the
back,
word.
I'm going to be talking about how we can save some money on your cable bills after this commercial break.
All right.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Hello, Seattle. How would you like to have immediate and easy access to your live EKG and heart rate data? Your data right at your fingertips and with no need to hook up wires and leads or be strapped to a machine at the doctor's office. The new Pulse device from Vivomi continuously tracks your EKG and displays this data on your mobile phone. Have you ever wondered how your EKG and heart rate behaves when you're exercising at the gym, navigating the stressful demands of the workday, or just getting the kids ready for school or relaxing at home? The Pulse is a different kind of wearable, and you can experience this difference by going to www.vivomi.com and ordering your device today.
Hey, honey, did you hear what I heard?
What's up, babe?
I heard Mike over there at TechTime Radio. He's like battling he's in the like that the swimming with the sharks in that singles arena, if you will. You know?
Oh, bless his heart. And I also heard, like you did, that maybe things aren't going so great. You know what he needs, babe?
I think he needs to spend a little time in Love Shack.
Yeah, Love Shack. The Love Shack that airs every Thursday at 1 p.m. PST on KKNW 1150.
Come on, Mike. Come on over and join us. We got you.
Your business deserves the same expertise as that of a Fortune 500 company. If you need a CIO-level service, why hire a full-time staff member at $250,000 a year when you can get this on-demand service for fractions of the cost? As your CIO on demand will give you the steps you need to take so as to minimize interruption to your business and profitability, and provide you and your business with training and education to prevent future attacks. To get an efficiency review for your business today, contact us at www.ee-services.com.
All right, welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm, and we're going to get immediately into our next segment, and we may pour...
We're going to miss out on Satya, are we?
Yeah, we may have to push him back to next week's episode.
Things you didn't need to know, or things you did...
Things you didn't know.
Things you didn't know is that we aren't going to talk about it.
We may not talk about it. That's right. Because welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Roday here and David Brown behind the board. We're going to talk specifically about how can I reduce my internet bill, satellite bill, or even cell phone bill. This is Nathan Nugget for our 50th episode.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about this. I specifically do this for customers to help them with their bills. Now, it's very, very important. 2 numbers you need to know. Phone numbers. 1-800-COMCAST. Forget any other way to engage Comcast. I'm speaking specifically again in the Pacific Northwest.
You're talking about like the text and
forget any other way to engage Xfinity, 1-800-XFINITY or whatever numbers they have. You need to know this number, 1-800-COMCAST. Okay. When you call 1-800-COMCAST, you're going to be immediately sent to an overseas individual to help you with your Comcast bill.
Okay.
They will then try to look up any benefits and bonuses that are available to you. And they will say that there are none available. But normally what they'll try to do, and this is for internet or for satellite or for phone, because they provide phone, what you need to say is, you know what, I really need to save some money. I've been a customer for blank however many years you have. So I've been like a customer for 20 plus years, right? So I say I've been a customer 20 years. Well, I'm sorry, sir. There's nothing that we have available for you. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to need to cancel my service. Or can you send me specifically to the retention department?
That's the key point, right?
Retention.
It sounds like haggling at a fish market.
So you're going to have to spend about 30 minutes of your time to get your bill lowered for a year. Yes. So you're going to spend probably about 5 minutes on the phone with the overseas individual that will try to help you, which has no ability to really accommodate what you need to have done. And then they will send you over to the retention group, which is still normally overseas.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, they have these great discounts that are available. And if you name your price that you're looking to pay for your service, it's amazingly that they will find a way to have a discount that will pay for those devices.
Really?
So
we're not. Are we talking like $5 a month?
So let's talk about your internet use for your Comcast bill that you have right now. You say you pay about over $145 a month.
I pay over the average. The average is 200 and something.
Okay, so you pay more than that.
I pay
per
a
month.
lot. Yeah.
Okay, so I guarantee you could probably reduce that bill in half by just saying I need to reduce my bill to X.
Okay.
Not even changing your programs, not even changing your service, by telling them that you need to go to the retention group at 1-800-COMCAST and go through and ask for customer service.
So I'm going to call 1-800-COMCAST.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and convince somebody on the other line that I need help with my bill.
Yep.
And they're going to tell me no.
Yep.
And then I'm going to say, send me to the retention
group.
Yep. And then I'm going to go to them.
And they're going to say, how can we help you, sir?
I'm going to give them my wine.
And you're going to say, yeah, I would like to reduce my bill by 50%.
And then they're going to do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Now let's talk about DirecTV. Let's say you use DirecTV. The number you want to call?
Now that we've said it on the air, they're not going to do it anymore. They'll be like, okay, click.
Well, hopefully they'll continue to. So the DirecTV or AT&T is now owns DirecTV, but forget calling the AT&T number. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Okay. What happens? Do I go overseas and talk to somebody who can't help me?
So immediately you're going to go overseas. And you're going to talk to somebody that can't help you. And what you're going to ask is to be, now, again, I said Comcast or retention line. Mm-hmm. This is your loyalty. You got to make sure you say the words correctly. So this is your loyalty.
So Comcast
provider.
is retention.
Yep.
DirecTV is loyalty.
Yep. I want to be transferred to the loyalty representative. Then all of a sudden you're going to have somebody that will answer the phone in English in the United States. Hi, I'm George from Colorado.
This is like arguing with the maitre d' to get your meal cut.
But let me tell you, for my DirecTV, I have a premium service that I get from them. I spend $75 a month.
Okay.
I spend about $75 a month for my internet. I get a gig internet, and I get.
You're going to get a lot of phone calls tonight. You know that.
Why is that?
Because all these providers are going to be like, hey.
We're going to stop it. All of it is making sure that it's about 30 minutes of time. So if you don't want to spend the 30 minutes of time, you pretty much forget it, because it's going to take you about 10 minutes to get through.
Because you have to haggle.
Well, no, you just got to just say, you know what, that's not going to work on the tier 1 person, so they can get you to that tier 2 person that has the access to do that.
Okay.
And you know what? If you have a T-Mobile phone, so I have a T-Mobile phone, you call 611, which is your T-Mobile phone provider internally with T-Mobile.
And then go overseas. We're not talking about you today, buddy.
That's right. We're going to have to do that on our next segment. And then what you do is you essentially tell T-Mobile that you need your bill to be down. So I have 5 cell phones on T-Mobile. Unlimited data plan. Pay $125 for all of them.
Wow.
$125.
What's their department called?
So their department is just called customer service. And what you do is you tell them you want to extend your phone on the $5 plan. Okay. And so every phone you have, additionally to your first phone at $40, we'll get it at that price.
We're running.
We're running out of time. Dave is over there
saluting again.
He's got fingers moving. All right. Well, I am Nathan Mumm. This was our 50th episode. We are excited to be on the air. Hopefully, you had a nugget that made you go, Next week, we're going to be continuing our What You Didn't Know segment. So we'll get back to that. We have some items that we'll be talking specifically about some of our leaders in technology, and we'll have some great guest stars that will be here talking about. We'll have Mike Orday here.
Yep.
We'll have David Brown behind the board. Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment in technology today. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service from Apple to Google and everything in between. And also signing up on our YouTube page, where you get to see us live in video. Yep, you can see us chat and have some fun. It's youtube.com/TechTimeRadio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host